Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pageant Project. My guest for tonight is Miss Louisiana Volunteer, Jesse Foshee. Foshee or Foshee? I forgot. This is the one word I forgot to ask.
Foshi. Foshi.
Foshee.
Yes.
Already got one word wrong. Jesse Foshee. Now, she is a small town girl from Provencal, Louisiana. I represented Natchitoches, Louisiana at the Miss Louisiana Pageant. I was telling Jesse before we got on that I was going to pronounce it as Natchitoches. Apparently, I was quite wrong. Moving on, I competed in pageants from a very early age in hopes to gain confidence and a passion. I achieved more than that. I have over 200 volunteer hours just within this year, which is 2025, just to clarify. We are almost in 2026. Our community calls, I answer. I'm the founder of the Jesse Foshee Scholarship at Renee's dance studio, raising money for girls who need the financial help to do what they love, dance. I have written a confidence building journal, Simply Me, for the city of Natchitoches and NSU. You may have seen me at every Northwestern State event, Special Olympics, our Lieutenant Governor's office, and in every Louisiana Parish. I can't wait to devote my time and efforts to Louisiana. Now, preparing for Miss Volunteer America, which is only 6 months away now, Jesse, I think of those who doubted me. I think of those from my hometown village who deserve better. I think of the young girls who have socio-economic limitations. I wear the crown to teach women that they can. Well, Jesse, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. First off, when were you crowned and how has life been since your moment?
I was crowned November 8th, so a little bit over a month now, and it has been completely surreal. We're currently on our media tour, so we're going all around Louisiana. We're broadcasting businesses, going to all of the highlights of what Louisiana truly is. And just today, I was having a bridal shoot with our sponsored photographer, Britt, and she's amazing and phenomenal at what she does. And it was so surreal. Our hometown and our base for the Miss Louisiana Volunteer Organization is in Minden, Louisiana, and they have completely sponsored so much for us. We went to the Estate Les Chenes, and I know it's very French, but we went there and we took a lot of pictures and a lot of fun shoots there. Next week, we're going to Baton Rouge and New Orleans, which is pretty down south for me, but I love it. We're going to see a Saints game, so I'll update you on how that goes. So it's been a whirlwind of emotions and a lot of hard work, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I love it.
How would you describe Louisiana, let's say, to someone who's never been there? I mean, probably not me. I'm all the way on the other side of the world. But as I was saying to you before I hit record, the thing that struck me about the states is that every state very much has its own identity. I mean, yes, you can say, okay, south, north, east, west, whatever, but Louisiana specifically, how would you describe that to someone, let's say, if you were trying to convince them to visit?
I would say united. After Katrina, it was a
Yeah.
huge tragedy for us. So we always go by Louisiana Strong. Louisiana Strong, after everything, we're so united together. I know that every parish is very different. I have a lot of different friends from different places around Louisiana. And one thing that never changes is our unwavering love and support for one another. We have our Southern hospitality, which we take a lot of pride for, and the great Cajun culture, and we
Mm,
have so much different flavor, and our music and style, it's so different than other states. But one thing that does not change with us is that we want to be nice and welcoming and be a friend
yeah.
to whoever comes to Louisiana.
Okay. I need to ask you two very important questions. One is about food and one is about music. Let's go to the music first because my understanding, and this could be completely wrong, Jesse, but there's a lot of jazz in
Yes.
Louisiana. Is that the case?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So how much is it a part of Louisiana culture? Like when you go out, are they playing jazz music or do you have to seek it out in jazz clubs?
It's usually in like hole in the wall places. It's played a lot down south. I know here in Natchitoches we have a Mama's and Papa's diner. So during the day they'll sell you two different types of food, and there's bars and all of this. They'll give you all the goods, and then at night it turns kind of into like a blues room. So they'll bring
Ah,
in our jazz band in
yeah.
Natchitoches. and doors are open. We'll have karaoke, all of these different things. But jazz is usually a hole in the wall kind of thing, but it originated in Louisiana.
Do you have a musical talent?
That is a fun fact. It's not my talent, but I used to play the violin for 8 years. But my talent at Miss America is dance. I've danced my entire life. So,
Right. Okay. I played the violin since I was two. What although what style of violin did you do? Are we talking classical or are we talking like country?
classical. Classical.
Right.
I tried country. Not my forte. Somebody else's, perhaps, but not mine.
I'm sad you gave it up. I'm always looking for someone to give me tips as to how I can play like fiddle versus
Yes.
classical. I played classical since I was two. I've been in orchestras, but fiddle to me is completely different. But you gave it up. Did you not like it?
No, I loved it. I have a lot of soul, but my fingers do not have a lot of soul. So it was kind of just transcribing that onto the violin. But I was actually pretty good at it. I was my first chair leader in the
Oh yeah.
second violin section. So I
Nice.
really did love it, and it brought a lot of scholarships and a lot of joy to my life. But, my body is a temple and it is my tool, and I dance and tell stories that way.
Right. That's fair enough. The violin is not kind to people who don't play it well. There's a reason we say it sounds like a strangling cat. It's not. Beginner violin is pretty hard on the ear. All right. Even more important question. Tell me about food. Every interview I do seems to talk about food primarily because all of you guys are obsessed with food. But talk to me specifically about Louisiana food because it seems to me to be have its own unique identity.
So right here in Natchitoches, something that we love and we are very prideful for are our meat pies. So it sounds scary, I know. It's not like a traditional like apple pie. It's a small little almost pastry, and it has ground beef on the inside, all of the Cajun spices. It's something you can literally pick up on the go. And it is so popular in Natchitoches. Not sure why, but they are phenomenal. We're known for our gumbo, obviously. It's getting cold, so I'm about to get sick of it because we have that and we have crawfish season coming up.
I
I'm just I don't know how I'm gonna prepare for swimsuit at this rate. We also have jambalaya, which we talked about before. It is a crowd favorite. One of my favorites personally going into the dessert department would have to be banana pudding. It's very southern. It's one of my family's traditions, and it's sweet. It's definitely different, I would say, but you can't get enough vanilla wafers.
I'm getting hungry as you're saying this.
I know.
Gumbo,
I'm sorry.
jambalaya. I mean, to be fair, gumbo, jambalaya, crawfish, they're all like pretty high protein. I mean, in fashion, in fitness, we all talk about like high protein diets. They would
Yes.
be okay for you, right? Better than eating fried burgers and chips.
I would say jambalaya and gumbo would be because there is rice, so that if I eat a lot
All
of
right.
it, maybe. The meat pies, they are fried. They're fried on the outside, which anything fried, I love. I'm not hating the game.
Okay. So to back up about pies because I don't know if you know, but Australia is famous for its meat pies. We actually have a brand of pies here that's called 4 and 20, but they're kind of famous because they're really bad. Like you get them at football games here and you don't ask what's in the inside of them, but you eat them, you pour so much ketchup or tomato sauce on them like you can't taste anything that's on the inside. Talk to me more about the pies. So you said they're fried.
So they're fried on the outside, and then on the inside, you can either have ground beef. We have crawfish meat pies, which is kind of
Oh
different.
wow. Yeah.
We have shrimp and crawfish sometimes. We have a gas station that has what we call like a hot box. Oh, sorry, did I lose you? Okay, there
No.
you go. We have what's called a hot box, and it has a bunch of different fried foods, everything you can think of that is possibly bad for you. And meat pies are in there. You can get them spicy or mild, crawfish. So it's kind of like a crawfish, like etouffee, and the outside is fried.
Wow.
So it's really good on the inside. Contrary to what you were saying from Australia, we take pride in ours.
Yeah, no, we're just using the leftovers in our pies. I think yours sound much more gourmet. How big are they? Because the pies that we have at the football games, they're like maybe 3 inches across. Like you fit them in your hand. Are yours like around
Yes.
about that size? Right.
Yes,
Okay.
about the same size.
Right. Okay. Jesse, how difficult is it for you to prep for a pageant when you're surrounded by this food?
It's pretty difficult. I'm waiting until after the holidays because I know I'm going to be around it, especially going to the South towards the end of this week. I know I'm gonna want to eat because I'm not around the down South Louisiana area. Me and my
Yeah.
director have already had this talk, and we're like, hey, heart to heart here. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. I am eating. I'm eating like my life depends on it. So it's a little hard now, but I know once the new year starts, my New Year's resolution is gonna be to stick to the pageant prep.
We love it when pageant girls actually eat. I don't know
Yes.
how you would starve yourself and not just become completely miserable, especially at this time of the year. It's like you catch up
Right.
with friends and family and you have to eat. It's kind of, you don't have to go stupid, but I think it's just, I mean, what's Christmas time generally for you? I mean, you got that lovely Christmas tree behind you, but what are some of
So
the traditions you
yes.
have?
So Natchitoches is literally known for being the city of lights. We have thousands of lights. And back in high school, I was a Christmas belle. So I had to put on a cute little elf suit. I know it's very southern. We put on a little elf suit and we go work at our little Santa's workshop downtown by the water. It's a whole thing. So the Christmas tree originated from my roommate and I were both at some point a Miss Louisiana. She was a Miss Louisiana in 2022, I believe, in the America organization, and now
Yeah.
I'm Miss Louisiana Volunteer. So now we came together and we have this fabulous little Christmas tree, and our whole house is decked in pink Christmas. There's a pink Santa on the wall. It's very diva in here. I can't really control what happens on our decor, but down here in Natchitoches, we love the lights. We love the food, obviously. We have fireworks every Saturday starting in
Oh, wow.
November. We had a Christmas festival, and usually with my family, I open one gift on Christmas Eve because I don't know, my mom loves me and she wants to spoil me, I guess. And then Christmas Day, we open all of our presents with just my immediate family. And then the next day, all of my distant family comes in and we spend time and eat until our heart's content. So,
Eat until you pass out by the sounds of it.
yes.
Do you have a large family?
Not really. I have some family in Texas that are coming in. So that's really exciting. They have two little boys and I don't know how I feel about them. I love them. They're wild childs. They keep me young, but I'm excited to see
Keep you.
them.
How old are you, Jesse, to be saying keep me young?
I'm 20.
How old are the boys?
Oh, they're little. Like, I would say about 2 and
Oh, right.
6.
Okay. Okay. So two is not really at the stage of words yet, is it?
He's learning. He's
Is
learning
learning.
and saying things he probably shouldn't, but it keeps our family really entertaining.
The easiest I used to be a tennis coach, so I dealt with a lot of like 5 year olds and screaming, but I never had a problem with them. The trick is you got to be the cool one, the one that they really love and they need to hang around. And but then also when they misbehave, you also have to put the fear of God in them. If you have
Yes.
those two abilities, you're solid. Do you have both of those on lock?
Oh, for sure. I started out at NSU as an elementary education major. I
Right.
just changed recently because that's not where my heart is set.
Okay.
So yes, I've learned those skills, and now my nephews really, truly are scared of me. So
Good. Good. That's what we need. We need to put the fear in them, and then they'll behave themselves. And then when they behave themselves, we can spoil them rotten. So
for
you
sure.
were studying elementary education. What made you change your mind? And I will say, the planet, the world needs more great teachers, but it does take a very certain person, a certain type of person, a lot of patience. There was a former Miss USA who I know, her babysitter was studying to do what you were doing, but then she babysat my friend once, My friend was an absolute terror at that time, because it's really funny because she's not like that anymore, but she was an absolute terror. So this person who was studying elementary education babysat her once. The next day, she changed her major. That's how well it
Right.
went. So what made you change your mind?
So I'm actually really good at it. I worked as a dance teacher at Renee's dance studio for a while. So if I can teach dance in an open dance studio with children running around and control them, I think I could do that in the classroom. So I'm actually really good at it. Oops, there I go. I'm actually really good at it. I loved teaching the kids. I was currently observing, and it God was just putting a lot of roadblocks in my life that was telling me that it wasn't the direction I needed to go, and I take
Mm,
signs very heavily. So it was just a lot of no when it went in the direction of my elementary education major. So I went back, I went home, I just sat in silence, and I was like, I do not know what to do. I am a junior in college at this point. I should not change my major. Like, I should just stick with it. And then I got an email from the communications dean, and she goes, I hear you're indecisive. And so I give her a phone call. The sweetest lady of my entire life. She found out I was Miss Louisiana Volunteer. She'd been keeping up with everything I've been doing. And she said, you could walk on with a job right now with your appearance, your extensive resume, your work ethic, your grades. You have the extensive amount of qualities it takes to be a broadcast journalist. We would love to have you. So for her to reach out, I was like, this is the sign. This is it.
yeah.
This is my out. So it wasn't that I didn't love education or something didn't go my way. It was really just the better of the two good. So now I'm a broadcast journalist major, however that goes.
How on earth did she find out that you said she found you and said you were indecisive? How on earth did she find out? She kind of just like heard this in the wind somewhere.
So my grandma works on campus, and she's a figure. She's an icon, actually. We call her Senior Barbie. One day I showed up to her office and we had the same shoes on. So I just let her have it. But yes, since she works on campus, a lot of people know her and have connections with her, and of course love her. So
Mm.
assuming she probably found out there.
This is your grandma,
Yes.
right? And you were wearing the same shoes,
Stiletto pumps.
right? So either
Right.
she dresses much younger than her age, or you dress much
Exactly.
older than your age. One or the other. Um, to, I'll go back to the education in a sec, but you just said something that's interesting. You know, looking at signs when God gives you signs. And I had when I was at Miss Volunteer America this year, so June. I mean, it's crazy. It's 6 months ago already. It feels like it was just yesterday. But I had a really weird trip over there, Jesse. I had all these sorts of signs that it was like God gives you a test and then you have to stick the course and then he shows you what the learning was. Like I almost didn't make
Yes.
it to the United States. The airline that had I could put American Airlines on blast. The American Airlines screwed up my ticket something fierce. I almost didn't make it out of Australia. Then there was a
Oh.
delay, there was a cancellation, and there were all these tests that came up. And I was like, okay, I see what's happening. But I don't think I've ever had an experience like that. But my question for you is how do you know when it's a test and it's a test of whether you're serious? Do you really want this? Or when it's a sign? This is a really difficult question, by the way. Or when it's a sign that this is not the course for you, we need to adjust. How can you tell the difference between the two?
So one thing that's always stuck with me, and I've always put it on my pageant resume, is that bucket trucks are my God sign. So my dad passed. I know it's a crazy story, but it really works. My dad passed on a motorcycle accident. So he was a lineman. So anytime I see a motorcycle, it's a bad or a it's bad luck.
Right.
And then if I see a bucket truck, it's a good sign. So that same day, I saw a full parking lot of bucket trucks when I called in and changed my major. So I truly go by that. And I know it's such a silly thing, but I
No.
truly pray and meditate and keep my peace around certain things. So when it comes to choosing the right path on something or taking the easy way out, I truly weigh out pros and cons. I love a good list, but as soon as I see that bucket truck, I know I'm in the right direction.
This will be a silly question. What's a
Right.
bucket truck?
A bucket truck is for the electric workers who work on the little electric lines on the poles on the side of the road, which keeps our lights on and
Yeah.
all the fun stuff. So it's literally a truck and it extends and it has a little
Oh,
bucket on the end so they can reach the electricity.
right,
Yes.
right.
It's kind of dangerous, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's kind of your good luck sign, this bucket
Yes.
truck. Wow. There can't be many of those around though, are there?
No, there's not. All of my friends and family are in on it. Anytime I have a big test, the pageant, for example, all of my friends, I was freaking out because I was in the hotel 2 minutes down the road and I was like, I don't have a long enough car ride to see a bucket truck. So either it's going to have to land in the Civic Center of Minden or it's just gonna have to pass by. All of my friends that entire morning before my interview were sending pictures. Hey, we just passed the bucket truck. Hey, look what I saw. And as soon as I'm pulling into the spot where my interview was at the estate listing, as I was talking about
Hmm.
earlier, there was a bucket truck passing by slowly. So I saw it. I was like, what is this? It's great.
Did you know at that point that you had won? You saw the bucket truck
I
and you
had a
went,
good
"This is mine."
feeling, but that's the
Yeah.
scary part. I had no anxiety. I was so at peace. And I was like, maybe I'm just that prepared. Maybe I just worked that hard. It just came that easy to me. No, no. It was just a lot of good was going to come from it. A lot of chaos was going to come from it. So that was the peace before the storm.
Right. If I sent you like a little bucket truck toy, would that count? You could carry it around maybe
Yeah.
on your keychain.
Oh, for
Just take it as a
sure.
good luck charm.
I have a figurine back at home and it literally rolls like it's like a toy truck. I'm 20 years old with a toy truck.
You said it. I mean, I have no
I
judgment. I
know.
mean, whatever works is whatever works. Why don't you tell us how you got involved in pageants to begin with?
So, in the beginning, I came from humble beginnings, like we know. And after the loss of my father and trying to find like my spunk and my outlet to truly be myself, I was experimenting with different things. I was in T ball, which is like baseball for like the little ones. Obviously, didn't work. I was leaping from base to base. I was making flower necklaces. Like, I was just not there for the vibe. So then
Yeah.
we switched and I started dance and pageantry and it started off very rocky. I started off pretty young, about 7 years old, I would say. Um, yeah, my mom knew that I had a lot of work to do because I would walk around with my head tilted like this because I thought it was cuter. And she thought I was going to get a crick in my neck because why was I walking like this? I don't know. It was a whole thing. But it truly helped me develop into who I am today. I mean, they may have been small festival pageants, Provencal Fall Fest, like with the huge, ginormous crowns that were bigger than me. Sure, I have a permanent dent in my head, but it's fine because I gained so much experience and exposure from it. And now I'm so much more confident doing what I do.
So who do you think you would be, or who would be sitting in front of me if it hadn't been for pageants?
Right. Right. Probably some shy girl who was still so insecure, did not know what Simply Me was, and didn't have the bravery to do it.
Where is the dent in your skull?
It
I
is
call them
literally
crown
where
divots.
my crown is sitting now. So it's not getting any better because I have a crown sitting on it right now. So
It
I would not look cute
probably
bald. Let's just say that. I would not look cute bald.
you're probably happy to be wearing the crown though. Let's say that,
Yes.
right?
It's not as heavy as the one when I was little. So,
I gotta say, I love your crown because it looks to me anyway a bit on the smaller side. I like one
yes.
that like it's really ornate, but it's also a bit understated. Versus sometimes you get those really huge crowns and it's so big it
Right.
just goes past your head and gets onto your shoulders, sort of thing. I'm like, I
Yes.
don't think that really looks good.
It doesn't
But also, I think
overpower.
that's a really cute one. Is that
I
how
know.
many crowns do you have? Is this your first one, or do you have a little collection going on?
Oh no, I have a little collection going. I was competing in the America organization for the past 5 years, and then I switched to the volunteer organization, which the crowns are low key similar, but this one
Yeah.
has a little bit more bling and a little more bulk to
Mm,
it, which I love. Um, Fun fact, really, really sad fact, my local volunteer crown from Natchitoches, before I won this one, I didn't have a crown box for it, like to carry it around for events. So I
okay.
had it in a gallon size Ziploc bag with the sash. So it's a little bent, but it was easy on the go.
A Ziploc. You put food in a Ziploc bag, not your
I
crown.
mean, sometimes the appearance is the lunch for me. It's really fulfilling. So I just put it in a clear Ziploc bag and there we go. On my way.
You got to do what you got to do. Um, I'm just looking back at your bio here, Jesse, and you said you've got over 200 plus volunteer hours. So clearly, volunteering and giving back to your community is something that's very important to you. Tell us more about that side of you.
That side of me is not very much different. I love meeting people. I'm very talkative, as we can tell. I love meeting new people, making an impact. One thing that has always stuck with me is one of my professors here at NSU, Retha Cox. She has always said to meet 5 new people and tell me what you learned. So
Mhm.
now when I meet people, I'm like, okay, it feels like I'm analyzing you, which I'm sorry, but I want to know more about you. I want you to feel remembered. I want you to feel like you gained a friend today. So every time I go out and serve, I feel like I've gained a whole community of like best friends, and they're so sick of me because I'm going to text you next week. Hey, let's do it again. So it has been such a blessing in disguise. Serving is never about me. It's always been about the communities I serve.
Mm.
Just last week or the beginning of this week, it all mixes together. We went to Salvation Army in Shreveport, Louisiana, and we packed angel bags, which is a
Yeah.
huge bag. It's clear bag. It has a descriptive like list of who the child is, their age, their sizes of everything, and it literally felt like I was Christmas shopping for like
Mm.
my own child.
Yeah.
So I'm putting all of this goodness in here, and I kicked myself because I was like, I need to remember them and I want them to remember me. I wish I had my signature cards with my
Yeah.
face on
Yeah.
it. Hey, Miss Louisiana Volunteer, packed your bag. It's a little spicy. I hope you love it. Like, it was so much fun. But it's about service, it's about what you make out of it. It's
Mm.
truly how much you put in is what you get out. And you get so much more from just taking a risk, showing up, and doing all the dirty work in a crown and sash and sometimes stilettos.
I think the thing that would hit me with that is that every one of those bags you packed, there's a story behind it, and it's probably quite a sad story of someone who's in need. And so, how does it work? So, I've heard from other volunteer girls that they go to the Salvation Army, but give me a bit of insight. So, you get there, and is it like a warehouse? How many people are there? How long do you spend there? What goes on behind the scenes?
I'd say it would give like a workout vibe. It really kind of gives home. I walked in, they had a beautiful Christmas tree. They were very
Mm.
welcoming. I walked in, they had clothing racks, they had a bunch of toys separated by age and boys and girls and what they would kind of like. So all I did was pick up a bag, read the list, I fill it up of everything they liked. Bluey is really trending right now, by the way. I don't know who that
Is it?
helped, and I would tie it off. I'd put it in a big old, it looked like a Walmart buggy, and they would wheel it into this huge room. And I'm telling you, it was like Walmart sized room. That's big for us.
Wow.
And the whole floor is just covered with these clear bags. And they deliver them by city or community. And it's just a group of kids that receive these bags. So they
Mm.
kind of just section off Louisiana and they deliver that way.
Wow. So there's obviously a lot of need somewhere, especially at
Right.
this time of the year. Wow. Okay. I mean, that's an amazing piece of volunteering, and I'm sure that's an amazing memory for yourself. What causes, in terms of service, are there any causes that are particularly close to your heart?
One that has always been close to my heart is the Salvation Army, coming from a very tight-knit household that wants so much for my brother and I. My family has made a lot of sacrifices. So I know
Mm,
even for the holidays and even for every day, we want to make every day a better tomorrow. So knowing that I had to sacrifice having a brand new house or having my family live comfortably, that's okay because my brother and I are chasing our dreams. We're truly, if I needed a dress for an appearance, my mom would work her butt off to make sure it happened, make sure I looked the part, make sure I felt good and I felt prepared. And my brother's in travel ball. So booking hotels at this point, a hundred and something dollar bat, like so expensive, but he feels confident. So knowing that my family can do that for me, I'm so blessed. And other families, sometimes that may not can happen. So Salvation Army can
yeah.
step in and bless them in many different ways.
Yeah, I think sometimes if you haven't struggled, you also take it for granted, don't you? I mean, if you can just, afford a $10,000 gown because you got your parents, gold Amex there, I don't think it means as much as if you've actually had to sacrifice for it or your mum had to sacrifice for it. Was your mum able to be there when you were crowned?
Yes, my mom and my grandma that we were talking about earlier were
Hmm.
both at the pageant. I have the sweetest video, but this year was so much more special because since I go to the University of Northwestern, I receive a refund check because my whole school is paid for. Bless up. So I get a refund check and I use that money to buy my gown. So that this time I actually put in the money and the effort to make that happen for myself. And was it a couture gown? No, it was off the rack, but it was $1,000 and $1,000 I don't really have just laying around. So I got to do that for myself and then winning evening gown. I was like, oh shoot, I should do this more often. I told
Yeah.
you I had taste, you know? So it was just a lot more meaningful having my family there and getting to have that moment my way.
But talk me through what it's like when you have such a tight knit family to have them there when you have your big crowning moment. I mean, that must feel some sort of way.
It is. It is truly. I was so speechless after I was crowned that my mom came up to me and we were just looking at each other, arms holding. I'm on stage, so she's like standing on the ground, and we're just holding each other's arms, and we're like, no words, like, we're just in shock, so we're just, like, shaking, and she was like, "Okay, I love you," and she's just, like, crying, like, because I know it's just been so much work and stress and pressure on not only me, but, like, my family. They have risked so much, and they've always been there for me. So for it to finally happen, she's like, "Ugh, I can't drive again to go get another gown, like, I just can't do it." Like, I know they were so relieved, but it was so special. And my little brother and my dad stayed home, well, stepdad, and I got to come home. And it was like my little homecoming to Provencal. And I come home, I look really busted, like looking like a hot mess because it's right after the pageant. And I come home, I'm in pajamas, like all of my stuff, like my crown and sash. And I'm like walking in, like my Hannah Montana moment. And I bust through the door and I see my dad, and he's like, oh my gosh, like he's such a pageant dad. And him and my brother were like both freaking out. So even though they weren't there, they were there in spirit. And as much as they like to put on like a serious face behind it all. Like, we're just spending so much money on the glam. Like, I don't get it. You get it because now we're going to nationals and you'll have to come. So it's very special.
Tell me, I mean, the stories you've been telling me, I mean, they're very heartwarming and they show someone who hasn't just had this, fall in her lap just because her parents are super rich or she just lucked out. But in terms of you as a potential next Miss Volunteer America, I always like to look at people and go, I wonder what makes her tick. I mean, you see the gown, you see the face, and you go, yeah, okay, done. And, at a national pageant like Miss Volunteer America, everyone kind of has that as a minimum level. But I'm always interested in the story behind the person. So if we had to dig in a little bit further into what makes you tick, is it heart? Is it hard work? Is it resilience? Like, how would you define yourself? Because you're very friendly, very bubbly, but I get the feeling that you got a backbone of steel here, and you probably got it from your mum.
Yes. So coming from a household that my whole family and my whole story came from hard work. It came from dedication. I really made a name for myself. No one really knew who a Foshee woman was until I really had to put that step forward. So not only am I built on dedication, but I'm built on faith and love
Mm,
and hope. Because none of this would happen if I didn't have some crazy dream that, yeah, I think I want to be Miss Louisiana. Like, not just because I really love crawfish and like the smell of slap your mama seasoning, but like I really love Louisiana. Like I could do some really good. So just a little bit of hope and a little ounce of hope, I feel like that makes me relatable, not just to
mm,
elder, other people and older people, knowing that back in their day, this would have never happened, like I don't have the last name for it. I don't have the money for it. I didn't
mm.
come from a stable household, So I'm proving a lot of people and for younger girls that you can do this. It's going to take a lot of work and you're going to have to fight a lot of stereotypes, but you can
Yeah.
really make it happen if you dream hard enough and work hard enough. It will happen.
You need to back up for a second. What was it? Slap your mama seasoning? What was
Yes.
that?
I
Okay,
actually feel
explain.
like we might have a bottle, but I'm not gonna walk and get it.
No.
So it's like it's spice, like it's a mix of spices, and I'm telling you, it's not like super spicy, but it gives you some like tang to your food, and it tastes like slap your mama. Like it's like that good. You just wanna. I know our names are really not that good, but not helping
I
make
mean,
others tastier.
look, I mean, sometimes I think people are a bit too sensitive. I get obviously it's a tongue in cheek thing. I mean, it's character, right? I mean, I'm certainly going to remember that name over, XYZ brand tomato sauce or whatever you call it. When you begun in pageants, did you begin with like the end in mind and go one day, yep, that's going to be me on the stage or wearing the crown? Or was it more for you, I'm just going to work really hard, I'm going to focus on the process, and then if it happens, it's a bonus?
So I really just went in going day by day. I still go day by day, especially now being so busy and having multiple events
Mm,
a day. You have to focus on literally the moment you're in. Like, yeah, you can think about the future while you're packing, but for right now, I need day by day. So when I was younger, I really was thinking, what stage of competition am I going on for? Don't tilt my head. My mom will not get me a Barbie. If I get a crown, that would be really cool. Like that's really what happened in my head. And when it happened, it was amazing and it was so much fun. And little girl in me was smiling. I had a new Barbie, obviously, I collect them. And my mom was so proud and poured so much into it, even if it was a small little smock dress that we have.
mm,
And I was the only person in the division at that point. She was still so proud because I stepped on
yeah.
stage and made it happen. So now looking back, I never really thought, oh, I'm going to be Miss Louisiana Volunteer. I'm going to be Miss America Volunteer. I'm going to represent like the whole country. Like I knew it would be so overwhelming for little me. So I
Mm.
truly went step by step, and even the small things I celebrated, the small wins, the small successes, I celebrated that.
Can you tell me more about the head tilt? How did this happen? It sounds like what the birds do, when it's like,
Oh,
oh.
Like, it
What
just
happened?
stayed there. Like, I would walk on stage and it would just stay. And then if I walked to like the other side of the stage, I would switch. And that was where the spice happened, the head switch. The judges were freaked out. I was just staring at them like this. Like, I'm so cute. And that's one thing that I really do not share, but I'll share with you.
Okay.
My mom, which is a part of Simply Me and how it started, I gained so much confidence and from my mother. Every time I would go to sleep, she would talk in my ear and say, "You are so beautiful. You are so talented." So when I'd wake up, I'd be like, "I am a superhero. Y'all cannot tell me anything." So I remember I was younger, and I guess she spoke to me the night before, and we're in the local Walmart. And this would happen often. Someone would come up to my mom and say, "She's so beautiful." And you know, like how the mom is, and she's like, "Say thank you, or you're going to get it." And I literally stood there and I went, "I know." So, yeah, the Simply Me had to dial back a little bit because we kind of lost sight of that for a little bit. So that was my biggest fear, that would happen again. So, yeah, thank you, mother, when you watch this back. Um, yeah, I'm a lot stronger now, and that has never happened again. We're very humble.
That yeah, in an age of social media, you probably wouldn't have wanted that one to be clipped out. That I mean, but when we're younger, we all make
I was
mistakes.
little, and I thought I was a little beauty queen after like one crown. So, and then my mom had to have like the sit down conversation and say, "Yes, I think you're very pretty, but you have to say thank you. You have to say thank you about these things." And I was like, "Oh," like mind blown.
My
We know our manners.
when, 100%, and manners are very underrated. When I was growing, I have a different story about my mum. My mum wouldn't walk in the room and tell me that I was beautiful. My mum would wake me up for school. And, when you're a teenager or whatever, sometimes you wake up and you just want to go straight back to bed because you're a teenager.
Yes.
And I said to her, I would get quite startled in the morning because you wake up and there's someone like hovering over you. And I said to my mum, you have to stop doing that because sometimes I just have a reflex. And she kept doing it. She kept doing it. She kept doing it. Do you know what made her stop?
You woke up fight or flight.
She woke me up one day and I punched her in the face.
Right.
Talk about slap your mama. But I mean, it wasn't on purpose. It was just after that, she never woke me up again. She also never told me I was beautiful, but that's probably why. Um, tell me more about Simply Me.
So, Simply Me originated when I was in middle school. We all know middle school sucks. It's
Hmm.
terrible. And I was the new girl from the village of Provencal who changed to a private school. And that's when I started orchestra. So it was either that or art, and I can't draw. So I showed up. They're like, "Who is this country hick who just came to the city and wants to intrude on our private school?" Like, it was
Wow.
very snobby. It was very mean girl energy, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean. And after dealing with it for so long, I had to take a step back and realize I'm myself and I'm different, and they don't like that. So I truly had to accept my insecurity along with theirs. So starting high school, I invested in unplugging the phone, putting it aside, enjoying life. I started journaling and I started truly sitting back and admiring and expressing myself in different ways. So I had the boldness and the braveness to truly step into leadership positions in high school, to step out of my comfort zone, to not be afraid to present in front of a class or wear cute clothes or something that I thought expressed myself because I was accepting simply me. So I started competing at
Right.
a state level and I sat back and I thought, what would my platform be? Because there's a lot of things I like and there's a lot of things I don't like. And I'm going to be advocating for that for a
Mm,
while. So
mm.
I was like, let's just make something of my own. Like, my story can be my platform. And It has been a hit and run since then. Since I started journaling, I knew that other people weren't alone in this, so I created my own journal, in which it's not sold online yet, but I love a good physical copy. So if you want me to mail you one, I got you. It may take a while to get there, but you know. So I started that, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback from a lot of people, and my friends and the public use hashtag simply me a lot, even if it's in
Right.
a funny aspect. So my friends will text and it'll be like they just woke up and their hair's all crazy and they'll send a selfie and be like, hashtag simply me. Like, okay, Devo, like, I get you. But at least it's out there. People are using it and recognizing it and truly stepping into who they're called to be.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a very universal. I think a lot of people have a similar story, not the same story, but I think a lot of younger people feel judged, particularly. I don't know what it is about that middle school age, because I will say, when I
Yeah.
was working as a head tennis coach at a girls' school, that age, I was scared by it because I always thought if you can literally, like from a parent, like, because I was working with the parents, I'd be like, if your daughter literally makes it through that year alive, then things go uphill from there. But there's something about that age that's really scary. Like the girls can sometimes get really nasty. It's almost like you also get the emotional awareness to get really sad, really depressed, take things really personally. And then it's
Yes.
also, oh, your body is changing, you're noticing boys. And it just feels like if you can make it through that age, you've made it. Like you can
It's like
survive
getting
anything.
hit by a bus. It's just a lot all at once.
It's not just once
So,
though. It's like again and again. And I
again,
spoke to multiple of my students were that age, and it wasn't about tennis. It was literally about hearing about how they were bullied and how this girl was nasty. And you know that whole queen bee conversation. There's that
right.
girl who's in charge of everything, and she's untouchable, and she has to have the college boyfriend. I'm like, I always sort of like a stereotype from like American TV shows, but it actually
It
happens.
happens. Yes, it really does happen. And coming from a how would I even phrase this? Coming from Natchitoches, there are a lot of people who are established by their money and their last name, which good for
Right.
them. Like,
Yeah.
they made a name for themselves and it was a different way than I did. So, coming from here and growing up and going to school here, it was a lot different because everyone knew everyone and
Right.
no one knew me. So, I came in and we're all changing. A lot of girls are developing faster or finding their own it thing. And all I had was dance. I was not developed anywhere. I was just a little girl. I still like to go home and play with Barbies. Like, I didn't want to take the kid out of me because I still looked like a little girl. So, going home and telling my mom all of these things, she was like, you should never feel ashamed for not wanting to grow up fast at all.
Mm.
So, hearing that from her, I truly gained the confidence to go to school and be like, do y'all want to see my Barbie backpack? Like, it was just like such the underdog moment of I
Yeah.
don't have to fit a snobby, rich associated private school cutout
Mm.
because I'm not her. I'm not her. And the private school gave me so much growth, so much appreciation. And there's a lot of people from that school I really do love, and they've helped me a lot. But looking back on those years, they're very negative. So I have to really dig deep to
Mm.
find something good.
Yeah. It's a weird thing about girls that age because obviously I'm over here in Australia, and it's the same thing here in Australia. Maybe even worse now with social media and things like that. But you've mentioned Barbies a few times. So question, I have two questions. One, did you see the movie? Two, how many?
Yes, I've seen the movie. And at first I was not a Margot Robbie fan, but once I saw her without makeup, I was obsessed. She did a phenomenal job with everything she did. I don't really know about the Ken. He was a little awkward, you know.
But
Some
that's
people love
Ken
him, some
energy,
people
isn't it?
hate him.
Yeah.
Which that's kind of who Ken is. He's kind of
Yeah.
like the side, like the
Exactly.
accessory to Barbie, which I loved. But yes, I truly did love the movie. And I have so many. I keep all of them in the boxes. I have like, I don't know if she's 80s or not, but like the peaches and cream Barbie from back in the day. Like,
Wow. Right.
I literally collect them. I would say about 2 days ago when I was in Minden for the Minden Christmas parade, all of the little shops were open on their main street. Like, it looks like Gilmore Girls if you've seen it. Like, it
Yeah.
looks like a Hallmark movie. So
Yeah.
I'm walking and shopping, and my mom is like, we should go in there. And I'm like, okay, like I have money to spend. And so we walk in, and it's like a full wall of Barbies. And I was like, I went home with 2 vintage, like, collectible Barbies, like, and I know some people define it as not vintage, but if it's 20 years or older, it's vintage, okay? And I got a blonde Barbie. She had a huge crown on, obvi, and she had a black and hot pink gown. So I don't know, maybe I should wear there I go, a black and hot pink gown to nationals for the
I
Barbie.
mean, I'm gonna say if you have a Barbie that's about as old as you are or older, it's vintage. I
Yeah.
mean, 20 years to me. So when you say you collect them, do you keep them in the box unopened?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I
Okay.
get the Christmas Barbie every year.
Next question then. Is it insured?
I mean, they would be a lot of money if I tried to sell them.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Like, you might want to insure them. It sounds like
Yeah.
you've got a genuine collection going on here.
Yes, I love it. It's a part of Simply Me. So,
Wow. Okay. I I kind of want to see it, but I don't want you to show people because I don't want you to be burgled. What do you do if you have any spare time? I mean, it's a manic time of year and you were only crowned a month ago, so obviously things have been crazy as they should be. But when you do have any downtime, what do you do to relax?
I usually watch Grey's Anatomy. I just started and I kind of understand the hype. I am now preparing for Mardi Gras season. I usually perform as a dancer slash entertainer for Mardi Gras balls. They're low key like a southern debutante kind of thing, but with a lot
Mm.
of sparkles and color and glitter. So I usually entertain and dance for those. I just got done with our Christmas gala season. So I had 9 shows in 3 days.
Wow.
So it's a lot of dancing. So that was my downtime for a long time. And I love a good nap. Like, this blanket has been with me since 5th grade. I am a blankie girl. I'm just keeping it real. It has not left my side. I'm like Linus from Charlie Brown. So yeah, that's what I do in my downtime. I don't really have a lot, so I can't really get creative.
That's, I mean, look, sleeping and napping is a great hobby to have as a pageant girl. I can tell you that much. I will say, I don't know if that blanket of yours ever makes it out of the house, but I can tell you the Carl Perkins Civic Center from last, where you guys are having nationals, it is biblically cold in there, breathing.
Oh, it
Now, I don't know,
leaks.
like Louisiana, like the Texans, because anything under 80 degrees, they freeze to death. Me,
Yes.
I got there, I got sick. I never get sick. And it's because it was so, and it's in the middle of Tennessee. It's like, over 100 degrees out there. It was unseasonably warm, but then inside it was like 30. A lot of the girls got quite sick, and I got sick too. So if you have
Well,
something that helps you rug up, I think a blanket would be a very good thing to take
trust
with
me.
you.
Trust me, she's coming with. It's the best blanket, honestly. The only one I'd ever need. So the day I lose her or she rips, I will be heartbroken.
You can always repair a rip.
Exactly. So we're still trucking. We're still going.
I'm amazed that you know the Charlie Brown reference, Linus. I mean,
Yes.
that's older than me. That's like, how do you know about that?
Because my mom says it all the time. She always says, leave the blanket at home. You're giving Linus. So I have to put it down. At one point, I did have to look it up, and now I can't unsee it. So it'll
He
never
would
leave my side.
I think the other thing he did was suck his thumb. He would
I
go around
don't
with his
do that.
blanket and he'd suck
I
his
don't
thumb.
do that.
Then he'd go around sucking his thumb, taking his blanket around. My brother, my younger brother, used to do that all the time, and he didn't have a security blanket, but he had like a toy dog, stuffed dog that he would take everywhere. And I'm the older brother. One day I got sick of it because that thing became ratty and rancid. you could smell it from the other side of the room.
No.
One day, I just got so sick of it, I picked it up and I just threw it. And I thought I'd throw it out the window, not understanding that the window was closed. And so I threw it straight through the window, broke the glass, and it made a dog-shaped hole. That's what you're
Oh.
reminding me of now. Someone sucking their thumb, taking this blanket around with them. How are you? How are you feeling with MVA coming? I mean, you've only been crowned for a month, but Nationals is only 6 months' time. I mean, probably a bit less because we have festive season, and I think everyone should have a bit of a break over the festive season. So call it 5 and a bit months. How are you feeling about it?
I feel really at peace and really prepared. I literally have prepared for this job my entire life.
Mm,
So knowing that I can step on stage with Louisiana across my chest, which is so weird to say, but I just feel so at peace because I have a directive board of members that and volunteers that have truly
mm,
stepped up and have helped me prepare for everything and helped me feel like I had purpose in this role and reassuring me that everything I'm doing is in the right direction. I'm
mm.
doing things my way and simply me and fully affirming me that I'm where I need to be. And I couldn't do it without my team. I love Izzy Gray, and I can't wait for you to get to talk with her. I'm sure you will at some
I
point,
think I have her in somewhere. I
like
sometimes find it hard to
January or
keep track of
something.
you.
Well,
Yeah.
we were talking about it today, and I was like, I'm so excited. She is a hoot. She's a joy, and I could not do it without her. Fun fact, we started competing in Miss Louisiana Teen in the America organization together. So we both got first runner up at some point in the teen division, and then I aged out, and we ended up both coming to the volunteer system at the same time, and we both won. So I was like, signs, people,
Can't get rid
signs.
of you two.
I know, and we are the duo that you kind of get sick of. We're just like the hyenas in the back. Like, you can't separate
Not
us.
hyenas. Come on.
We are
There's better
hyenas.
animals.
We're hyenas, but we are the life of the party, I will say. We love a good TikTok, busting a move. Like, we love cracking a joke. We're never serious, but, I digress. But yes, I feel fully at peace and prepared, and I know that whatever I bring to the table at nationals, it's my way and it's how I would like to do it, how I would like to have the audience and the judges perceive Jesse. I don't want to mold myself into who I think the
Mm.
next Miss America volunteer should be. So if it's not Jesse this year, then it won't be Jesse. Take it or leave it.
I think that's a good attitude to have. Have you ever been down to Tennessee before?
I have not, but I'm really excited. I feel like they're kind of similar to Louisiana in a way. I could be totally wrong, but
Don't ask me. I was saying Natchitoches, so I have no idea.
I feel like it would be kind of similar. We have like sometimes a Western flair, like we love Zydeco and a little Cajun spunk. So I feel like Tennessee would have like a little
They don't
Western
have the
twist.
Cajun. They don't
They
have the
have like
Cajun.
right,
They have the chicken. They have the barbecue, and they
yes,
have the chicken wings with blue cheese sauce. Which coming from Australia, I didn't understand half the food. I understand
yes,
Cajun more than blue cheese sauce on fried chicken wings, buffalo wings they call them. But I tried that hot sauce. The main thing though, I think what Tennessee and Louisiana would have in common, it's the people. There's just something
truly,
about how nice the people are. It doesn't matter like what the building looks like or anything else. It's just the people are so nice, and that's
yes.
something I never
I
take for
can't
granted.
wait. I
Yeah.
cannot
What
wait.
what what are you most excited about?
I would have to say meeting the girls because a national pageant, all of the state title holders will only be a state title holder once in this
Yeah.
organization. So this class of girls is very unique. We will all not come back.
Mm,
This is our one shot for the money and like the crown is going home with somebody, but at least we have
yeah.
each other. We've all worked so hard and once you get there, it's like finally I'm here. Put on the dress. Just put me on the stage. So at least we
Yeah.
have each other to lean on. And I've talked to a few of them and they are sweethearts. So
Mm,
just knowing that, and I love a good glam moment and like the wardrobe and all of the cute, sassy stuff. But the
yeah.
girls are truly what brings it all together.
Is Louisiana supposed to be like friendly with certain states or rivals with certain states?
I wouldn't say we're kind of one of
No.
our own. I would say we're kind of buddy buddy with Texas just because I can drive to Texas in under like 2 hours and like cross the
Wow.
state line where I am.
Right.
So I would say we're pretty buddy buddy, but we
Okay.
are kind of on our own little planet, I would say. We don't really like leaving Louisiana because we think we got it made here. What else do we need?
Well, I mean, you got all the food and you got the nice people. What else do you need? You got the food, the people, the music. I mean, that's life in a nutshell,
That
isn't
is
it?
life, so.
100%. Before we get to the final 10 questions, because we've been chatting for almost an hour, anyone that you want to give a shout out to?
I would like to give a shout out to Kayla, my director. She has kept life so exciting. I know calling her saying that I would like to vie for the title of Miss Louisiana Volunteer, she was just so affirming and so positive because it's a scary change, switching systems and
Yeah.
leaving something I was so comfortable in. And she related because she was once
Yeah.
in those shoes. She competed
Right.
in the USA system, the America system, and now she's the director of the volunteer system, which is kind of the best of both of those. Best of
Mm.
both worlds, I would say. So she has kept this whole process really fun and has went with me and Izzy everywhere. She's kind of mothering us, but like she's truly one of my best friends at this rate and I love her with my whole heart. So if she watches this, she's gonna learn a lot about me. But she's heard a lot of this, so
The story of you saying "I know" when the person said you were beautiful. I'll cut that out
yeah,
and I'll send that to her. She should she
yeah.
she should know who she's working with. I'm sure she'll have a good laugh. Okay, let's go through these final 10. Number one, what is your favorite word?
My favorite word would have to be slay. I say slay a lot. Like my director, every time I say slay, she says, "Oh, they're keeping me young." She's not that old either. So I don't understand. But that's where I got that from. But I say slay a lot. So even if like the situation's bad, I'll still be like, slay, like kind of sarcastically. But if it's a good situation and my outfit is really cute, I say slay. So you can say it in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, that's one word I don't think I'd ever be able to use and take myself seriously. It doesn't roll off the tongue for me. The other one is y'all. I still can't work out. Coming
Yeah.
from me, it doesn't sound like y'all. It doesn't sound right. I can't say it. So slay and
Yeah, I
y'all.
say y'all a lot. I don't know, but that's very stereotypical for the South.
Yeah.
But we really do say y'all because it's you
Yeah.
all. So it's
Yeah.
weird for us to say, it's nice to see you all.
It
No,
doesn't. No, that doesn't sound right. I
so
see.
we're gonna
I like that word, like y'all. It sounds like really
y'all.
friendly. And then someone told me, "Oh, I have to work on not saying it in a pageant interview." I said, "Like, why? I really like it. It's better than you all." So
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
feels very
I like it.
serious then.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, number two. What's your least favorite word?
I would have to say can't. Because growing up in a competitive dance studio, anytime I said the word can't, my dance teacher, I'm like her little prodigy. Like she raised me from like a little girl, and I've learned everything from her. So she's a
Hmm,
lot tougher on me. Dancers are a
yeah.
different breed. We've dealt with a lot. Okay, we have some trauma. But the word can't, if I ever said, I cannot do that, I can't do that, she will literally look at me and say, crunches now. And she's
Hmm,
like, "You're gonna do them until you can." And I'm like, "Right." So I just dug myself a hole and dug it deeper. So I would have to
yeah.
say can't, truly because I believe you can always do something if you put your
Hmm.
heart into it and put your back into it. So, and I've pretty much done that. So I can. I can.
That's funny because I used to run my tennis lessons exactly the same way. Whenever
Yeah.
the students would say that they couldn't, I'd say, run a lap, and they wouldn't know why. And then they come back and I'd say it to me again. And then they say it again. I said, run another lap. Maybe two laps into it, they got what I was saying. Like, oh, right. And then they'd start catching themselves. I don't know if it happened to you, but you're about to say, I can't. Oh, it's okay. I got
Right.
it. Yeah. It doesn't take very long, or it just needs to be physical punishment of some kind. Number 3 in life, what gets you excited? What turns you on?
Dr. Pepper. A crispy Dr. Pepper over ice. I know I'm from the South. I should love sweet tea. I love it, sure, but I'm always going to grab a Dr. Pepper. Like, always. My favorite one is from Raising Cane's. We only have them in Louisiana, I would say. There's a few down south scattered, but
Okay.
I love a good Raising Cane's Dr. Pepper.
Wow. Okay. All the pageant girls that I've seen are crazy about Diet Coke.
No, no, they're lying to you. They're lying.
No,
They're
they drink it all the time. It's always Diet Coke. I actually prefer Dr. Pepper.
It's actually the biggest gimmick because it's almost worse for you because it's just a lot of other things making up for
Yeah,
the fact that
there's
it's
no sugar.
still, yeah, it's no sugar. So I tried
Yeah.
it and I was actually a Diet Coke girly for a really long time
There you go.
until I went back to Dr. Pepper and it's just stuck.
Right. The first time Dr. Pepper came over to Australia, I literally thought there was pepper in a drink. I couldn't understand, why does anyone want Dr. Why would anyone want pepper in a soft drink? Like Dr. Salt. Why would I want a salty? I get it now, but
Yeah.
cultural
Well, next
limits.
time
So
you
that
drink it, you should really think in your head, I'm the worst gaslighter ever. Think in your head, watered down barbecue sauce, and it literally smells like that. I mean, tastes like that, which is
you
sometimes
say
good and
that.
sometimes bad.
What the really weird thing, I just had this last weekend, is that my brother is married to a Korean, and there was this Korean soft drink, and he said try it. He didn't tell me what it was. I kid you not, it tasted like bacon. It had a smoky bacon taste. Now I love bacon, but I'm not looking for the great taste of bacon now in soft drink form. It was the weirdest. I don't know. So when you say barbecue sauce, I'm just thinking I don't want another bacon flavored soft drink.
I would never change it for the world. It's the worst obsession, but it gets me going.
Okay, well that's what turns you on. What about what turns you off?
I would have to say loud, like chewing or like mouth. It's a weird thing I've always had. It's a weird thing I've always had. So if someone's talking to me and they like smack their lips a lot, like not like I just did, like a little, you know, like,
That's
but
fine.
like smacking or
Yeah.
while they're eating, no, I can't do it. Because coming from the South, we're so manner oriented. So say
Mm,
thank you, please, yes,
yes.
yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Like
Yeah.
so, when you're eating, you eat with your mouth closed. You eat with your hand in your lap, like table etiquette. So
Yeah.
anytime I see someone who does not have table etiquette, it scares me away. It scares me away. So now everyone's gonna watch this and they're gonna chew with their mouth open just to get to me.
No, it's
So
disgusting. It's a truly disgusting environment. I say this because the sound really triggers me. I also have a thing when pageant girlies hold their microphones right here, and then you can hear the saliva moving around in their mouth. I like it. Put it here.
no.
I'll tell you, put it here because your voice box is here, and you'll never make those weird sounds into the microphone. But like, no one wants to hear your chewing. I don't care how glam your face is. I don't need to know what's going on in there.
No.
But what I will say is never ever go to a Chinese restaurant in that case. I'm in this weird situation where I'm Chinese, but I'm also Australian. I love manners and respect. But for example, in Chinese culture, when you have noodle soup, it's considered polite to slurp the noodles as loudly as you can because that means you're
Oh.
enjoying it. And so it's weird. I go to a Chinese restaurant and everyone's slurping. If you did that in an Australian or Western restaurant, you'd be kicked out. So it's really weird. I don't like wet sounds, just as a general rule. They're not my cup of tea. So anyway, trauma aside, moving on. Number 5, what sound or noise do you love?
I would have to say the ding after you get something right. I'm an academic weapon, so anytime I do homework, I always like to have the noise up because it just makes me feel good. So it's like the ding. I love it. So, but also on the other hand, after an onstage question, when the like ding goes off, it's not good because it means you've
Yeah.
talked for too
You
long.
talk too
So
long.
now I have mixed emotions about it because I'm answering a question and I'm like, yes, slay. And then I'm on stage and I start talking for too long and it goes ding and I'm like, yes. Wait, never mind. I'll leave now. So it's a love
They're
hate.
playing you off the stage. You're an academic weapon. I've never heard that phrase before. An academic weapon. That's my kind. I'm a super nerd. I did very well in school, so I should have said, rather than saying I'm smart, I should have said I'm an academic weapon.
Exactly.
Um, what sound or noise do you hate?
Actually, a lot. I really hate a lot of noises. Like anything that's loud and obnoxious and like should not be happening, it bothers me. And maybe that's like a sign of like OCD or something, but I know growing up with like my childhood best friend, her mom would hate if anything was like rattling in the car. Like if we were like going over
Mm,
bumps cuz Louisiana roads, they're bad. Let's do better about that. But anything rattling, she would always tell me to find it, fix it. It's bothering me.
mm.
So then I was like, yeah, you're right. It's bothering me too. So then ever
Yeah,
since then, anytime I hear like anything that should not be happening, I have to
right.
fix it. So, not a crying baby, of course, because I can't really like fix that,
No, no,
but
no, no. I get it.
anything loud
Yeah.
and disruptive.
I got diagnosed with ADHD last year, and one of the side dishes that came with was sensory processing disorder, which means there are certain sounds that just set me off, and they're completely random, and I can't tell what they are. But once I found out that's actually something that's a diagnosing in my head, like, oh, that's why that sound drives me, and I get really angry sometimes, and then other times I just shut down and I can't deal with it, and it's like the brain can't filter out that noise. It's very common side dish with ADHD, maybe OCD as well. But yeah, no, I know where you're coming from on that one. Number 7, if you could have any superpower, what would you pick and why?
I would have to say invisibility. I know that's weird coming from a pageant girl, but I love attention. Like the whole trend going around. It's like I hate attention and it's like the pageant girl on stage like
Mm,
serving. Yes, I love being a role model. I love being in the spotlight. But sometimes being a relatable title holder here, you just kind of want to be like, away, kind of with yourself, to yourself, kind of invisible. And for so long, I worked to be myself, to be noticed.
yeah.
So now that I am noticed, I'm like, sometimes I just like 5 minutes to just be invisible. And also, one of my favorite sayings is, oh, to be a fly on the wall while that was happening. So now, being invisible, I can. I can, and I will just have to spawn in on that situation and just be invisible. That would be amazing. So much would be solved if we could just be invisible sometimes because a lot of relationships would just like end there because if you heard something wrong, but a lot would be saved. So I don't know. I have a love hate relationship with it, but
You need
most
to have
pageant
your
girls.
blanket so that it's like the Harry Potter one, the cloak of
Yes.
invisibility. Just
Ah,
you'd be
yes.
warm and invisible. You'd never come out. You'd stay
Oh,
there.
I'm using that now.
Absolutely. All right. What job would you most like to attempt?
Of course, I'm going into broadcast journalism, so of course I'm gonna love it. I'm actually pretty good at reading the teleprompter, so
Okay,
I'm
that helps.
excited for it. I'm not really excited for like the trauma things because I'm an emotional person. So being on the news talking about certain things, like,
Mm,
so I have to practice with that. But I feel like I would be such a great surgeon. Okay, hear me out. I
okay.
love puzzles. I love intricate things. I have very steady hands. And also, I've watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy. So I feel like I
Oh,
could literally
Jesse.
walk in. I feel like I could walk in and I could have someone literally think differently. Like, I feel like I would be great at it, but I was never meant for the medical field. Never. Blood,
My
fluids, it scares me.
I come from a family of doctors, and I will tell you, in terms of watching TV, the one that's most accurate to apparently how doctors actually are is Scrubs. If you ever see that
Oh.
series, Scrubs, and they're doing a reboot, it's coming out early next year. Uh, it's a comedy, so it's really cool. It's well written, but apparently that's very accurate to how the real world hospitals actually are. So give that a view because I'm watching. That's
Yeah.
it's an old show, but just do me a favor, hold up your hand. It is pretty steady.
I don't know.
It is pretty steady. You weren't lying. All right. What job would you definitely not like to attempt?
Anything with sports. Not like interviewing.
Right.
I could not like represent like America at the Olympics. Like USA at the Olympics. Like I could never. As a dancer, if they had dance Olympics, oh, I would
Yeah.
be all on that. But like pole vaulting and like the NFL, obviously I'm not a man, but like could you imagine? Could you imagine me in any sport? Like I cannot catch or throw anything. I've tried. I've tried. I gave it the best attempt of my life. I'm not going to say can't, but
Conscious.
I'm not gonna be great at it. I will give it the best effort if that's my only option, but that's just not gonna happen with me.
I had over 10 years' experience as a tennis coach. I was working at an all girls school. We had a lot of dancers. When the dancers came on court, I could always tell they were very balanced, very elegant. Throw them the ball, swing and miss, hit them in the face.
Exactly. We're
Like,
graceful until.
yeah, and another one of my friends, she's trained as a ballerina, walks into walls. I don't get how you guys survive a day. It's like you're very
Yeah.
elegant in the studio, but as soon as you get out of the studio, fall down the steps.
My favorite thing to say is I can't chew gum and walk at the same time, but I could literally do second turns for 3/8 counts. Like I can do probably the hardest dance moves known to man, but I can not breathe and exist at the same time. Like it's
Wow,
just a
that's
workout for me. It's a
what
workout.
about rhythmic gymnastics? That's kind of like dance. That's an Olympic sport. Could you try that? Oh no, that has catching in
And
it.
well, also there's a lot of like gymnastic oriented in that sport, and I'm scared of going upside down, which
Okay,
I have an aerial if you know what that is. Like it's a no-handed cartwheel. So like I can go upside down, but it's not going to be my first choice. So
right.
I tried. I tried gymnastics. I took tumbling lessons. I landed on my neck. Obviously, I'm okay.
Oh,
But was not happening again. I did not need that back handspring.
okay. All right. It's good to know. Final question: if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I would have to say you did good, faithful servant. I am very Christian based. I don't really go by religion, but I go based on what I devote my time to. And yes, I
Mm,
do believe that heaven is real. I love devoting my time to reading scripture and speaking what I love into existence in prayer. Um, and yes, I hope that I did do a great job here on earth, serving, obviously, volunteer here and giving back to what counts. I know that having a pure and good heart and accepting Christ is such a great thing, but work faith is dead without work.
yeah,
So
100%.
I can have so much faith in something, but if I don't put in the effort, it's not worth it. So
Yeah.
yes. And also, I hope when I get there, I'll see Elvis. So I'm excited for that.
I agree with you. I think you show your faith through your actions, not through your words. Everyone
Yes.
can say the right words, but then there's some people who act in very unchristian ways, and then they claim they're religious. And I'm like, no, you give
No.
any religion a bad name. Show it through your words. Act with kindness.
Right.
Well, Jesse, let's hold it there. Thank you so much for your time and for coming on.
Thank you so much. It's been a blast.
Absolutely, and hopefully I'll be seeing you in. So I'm looking at my calendar. Under 6 months' time. And remember, bring
Hey,
your blanket. Okay, it's
I
gonna be
am.
freezing.
I got you.
All right, I'll keep you on the line for just a sec. So hang out with the audience. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will speak to you next time.